Tiativ, Agasolchigo di Terra Incogweirdo Mokarjas. Hello. Welcome to Terra Incogweirdo and happy equinox to one and all. And we are here today to show you how to do an equinox solstice medicine wheel reconsecration ceremony. Okay, so we're going to go all around the property, back into the house, and back out here to the center of the medicine wheel. It's where I'm standing right now. And we're going to give you step by step on how to do it. And the Terra Incog husband is with me. Wave. Hi. Okay. So yes, we do this together. Each equinox and each solstice. Okay. So we're going to, the first step that you have to do on a reconsecration ceremony is to cut something growing from the vicinity of each outer marker on your medicine wheel. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the first video I did on how to construct your medicine wheel, because this is part 2. Okay, so we're going to go down, and remember, when you're working in a medicine wheel, you always go sunwise. You always enter from the east. So that means when you're doing the outer markers on your property, you go to the eastern marker first. You follow the outer edge of your property to the southern marker, and then you come up to the western marker, and then the northern marker. Okay, the only time that someone would go widdershins or anti-sunwise around a medicine wheel would be if they are what the natives call heyoka, or a sacred clown, which is a tradition that comes out of the Sioux tribe of the northern plains. The Lakotas and the Dakotas do this, where you may have, I think there wasn't there one in Little Big Man, Honey, contrarian who walked backwards, and yeah, so that's what it is. And what sacred clowns do, what heyoka medicine is to reflect your own silliness back at you to help you learn. Okay, so if you think you're dealing with a troll out there online, it could be a heyoka medicine man, so try to pay attention to that. Okay, so we're gonna mosey on down. We are not heyoka, so we are going to go sunwise. All right, so we're going to mosey on down to our eastern marker, and we will see you there and show you what to do. Okay, here we go. Okay, hello, here we are at the eastern marker. Here it is, right here in the tree. All right, and if you want to know how to do that, watch the first video. Okay, so I was born on June 18th, and that is the very end of spring, because the summer solstice usually hits on the 21st or the 22nd of June. Therefore, I pick the blooming plant for the eastern marker and the southern marker because I was born in that time of year. My husband was born right after, about a week after the winter solstice. Therefore, we let him pick the growing plants, the buds, whatever you select. We're going to show you this in a minute. He picks the ones for both the west and the north, and that's just the way we do it. We're just trying to orient the natural energies in our body to the ceremony and to the medicine wheel. If you're doing it all by yourself, there's no question you're going to be at every directional marker and picking the buds, and if you have somebody with you, you can try to orient it in terms of the time of year you were born. Now remember, if you live in an apartment and you don't live on property, your medicine wheel, the center of your medicine wheel and the outer markers of the medicine wheel are inside your apartment. So where do you go to get the blossoms and the growing things for this reconsecration ceremony? Well, you go outside your apartment and you take a compass and you simply orient yourself. You start on the eastern side of your apartment and you pick something there, then you go to the south, pick something, go to the west, pick something, go to the north, pick something, and then come back inside for the second step. Okay, so honey, can you show everyone that what tools we have here? So we bring a plastic bag and a fisker, okay, something to cut with, all right? Okay, so I'm going to look around in my environment for something around this marker, all right? So you want it to be near the marker. Now, you know, it depends on what time of year it is, as if you're going to find a blossom or some such, but right now, considering the season that we're going into, there's not a whole lot of bloom. So, honey, if you could hand me the fisker in the bags, thank you, and just hold that. Okay, good job. My husband is in training to be a cameraman, and he doesn't know it yet. Here, wait, tilt me down a little. Thank you. Okay, so I think, given what I'm seeing in my environment, this tree, what kind of tree is this? A hazelnut, honey? Okay, this hazelnut tree is kind of loving my marker. All right, so I'm just gonna take a leaf off of the hazelnut. I'm gonna take the newest leaf I can find. All right. Okay, so this leaf is now the what would you call it? It's a offering from the east, and it represents the east. So it goes into the bag, and you got to remember what you pick at every direction, because this comes into play later. Okay, so there we have. What are you showing, babe? Oh, hello. There's a blue jay who is watching us. Hi, guy. That's because. Okay, turn it. Yeah, that's because they love the hazelnuts. Okay, so thank you, honey, for showing that there was a bird paying attention, and that as well is going to come into play later, and you will see. Okay, so we're going to go down to the southern marker now, and we're going to do the same thing. We'll see you down there. Okay, so here we are at the southern marker, and we went along the eastern edge, the outer eastern edge of the property to get here. Okay, just so you know, our southern part of our property is right on the road, so if there's cars, I do apologize. Okay, so here's the marker for the south. Okay, now something that I didn't explain before, the eastern marker itself represents the exact day of the spring solstice. The southern marker, that is right above me, the eastern marker represents the spring equinox. The southern marker right above me is the summer solstice. The western marker represents the autumnal equinox, which is today, and the northern marker represents the winter solstice. So today is the first day of autumn, and we have entered the season of the west. Okay, so here we are at the south, and I am going to do the same thing that I did in the east. I'm looking for something in the environment to add to our bag. Okay, so I think we have a lot of tall grass. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a piece of tall grass, and we do usually attempt to pick buds or flowers if possible, but here, just tilt it down a tiny bit. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to take this head of this grass seed. Okay, this is going to be the plant that is going to represent the south for us in the ceremony. And into the bag it goes, and remember what you pick at each direction. Okay, so now we go up the 35% grade of our driveway to the western marker, and when I get there, I expect to be out of breath. I will see you there. Okay, here I am, out of breath, and here is the western marker. Now, this is the marker. You see it? Well, you see the whole thing? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so this is the marker for the west, and this is the marker, the important marker for this ceremony, the marker for the autumnal equinox. Now, apologies, I forgot to mention that when you go to each of your markers, you hail them. There, okay. You hail the markers and you say, so here's what you would do for each direction, but you would give the appropriate name of the direction when you touch the marker. You say something like this: "Oh, marker of the west, happy autumnal equinox, and this is your day, West, and we are celebrating you today, and we ask you to lend your strength and attention to this ceremony." Okay, so the hubs is going to do the same thing. You know on, honey?
Oh, marker for the west. Happy autumnal equinox. Happy day for you. Your day.
Strength and attention.
Please lend your strength and attention to the ceremony.
That part's very important. Please ask them respectfully. Ask the direction to respectfully lend its strength and attention. Okay, so now the hubby is going to try to find something, and we were both noting, sorry, this marker, the markers for the west always like to hide. The west is never obvious, and it's the most difficult of all directions. It challenges you harder than any of the directions, so it doesn't make things easy, okay? So the marker, no matter how much we uncover it, it hides itself, and the area grows up in brambles. But my husband, the Terra Incog husband, and I were noting that there seems to be a marked lack of flowering plants right now. Not completely typical to this season. Just is probably how this year played out in terms of the environment. So my husband has chosen something that he just dropped on the ground. Can you find it? Because here it is. Okay. So, what is this, babe? Do you know?
It's the fruit from bleeding hearts or string of hearts.
Okay, so that's what he's chosen for the growing thing to represent the west. Okay, and into the bag it goes. Alrighty, so now we continue up the rest of the hill and up to the northern marker. Alright, and we will see you there. Okie dokie, here we are at the marker for the north. Happy autumnal equinox marker of the north. Powers of the north. Happy autumnal equinox, and please, I'm touching the stone. Please lend your strength and attention to the ceremony. I just want to show you something. I don't know if you can see this, but there's usnea growing off of that crystal. Super cool. Okay, so my husband is going to do the same thing. I'm standing up on a chair because this marker is so high up in the tree. It's as low to the ground as we can get. But while I'm here, let's just look at the view. I'm just gonna take you around and show you the amazing view from the northern edge of Terra Incogweirdo. It's pretty cool up here, huh, guys? Yeah, we're very lucky. Okay, hubby, help me down. Okie doke. Now it's his turn, and he's gonna hail the marker for the north.
Marker for the north. Happy Autumnal Equinox. Please lend your strength and attention to this ceremony.
Okay. And now he's going to clip something living and put it in the bag. Alright, he's going this direction. And guys, just so you know, what if you live somewhere where there's no plants? Well, rocks are fine. Make sure you mark them, north, south, east, and west. Twigs are fine. Just use whatever you have in your environment. Make sure you mark it as to what direction you pulled it from so that you don't get confused for the next step. And that's elderberry?
Huckleberry.
Huckleberry! Huckleberry husband. Alright, so there we go. Show the bag. Okay, so now we've got all the plants for all of our directions. Hubby is shy. He likes to cover his face. Okay, and so we will now go inside for the next step. See you there. Okay, so here we are inside, and we have our setup to write our prayers for this ceremony. Now, here's where, just so you know, I'm sitting, this table is oriented to the directions, and I'm sitting in the east spot. Okay, so this is the east, this is the south, this is the west, and my husband is sitting over in the north because he was born in the north and I was born in the east. Okay, so now comes the part where you have to remember what you picked from what direction. So, okay, and as always, east, south, west, north, and that includes putting things down, okay? We picked them in order, and now we put them down in order, okay? So, these are our pens that we use to write our prayers, and we orient the plants that we picked in the correct direction around them, okay? So this was the hazelnut leaf from the east, and then the grass seed from the south. What was this again? A bleeding heart, we think. Bleeding heart. Berries, yeah, from the west. And huckleberries from the north. Okay, so now that we have the plants, here I'll move so you can see that. So you see the plants are all set up on the table in the proper directions. And now we're gonna write down our prayers. Honey, you can get started. I'm just gonna explain. So the only thing you want to do for sure is write down on the top autumnal equinox, or whatever equinox or solstice it is, and the exact date. Sometimes if I know, I write down the time. I happen to know that Pacific Standard Time, that today's equinox started at exactly 11:19 a.m. Now make sure when you do these ceremonies that you do not start them until after the equinox or solstice has begun. Don't start before the beginning time. Okay, so I'm going to pause because sometimes this takes time. We think out our prayers and we decorate it. Okay, so I'm going to pause and we're going to write out our prayers, and then we'll be ready for the next step, and I'll see you there. Okay, so we finished writing our prayers and we folded them up. And now we take the plants that we cut and we put them back in the bag the same way we took them out. East first, south next, west, north. Prayers. prayers. Okay, now we go down to the center of our medicine wheel, and we will see you there. Come on, we're walking down the hill again. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in the center of our medicine wheel, and me and the Incog husband have our feet on the rock that marks the east. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to make a circuit around the medicine wheel. We're going to say happy solstice, salute each direction. So, happy solstice, direction of the east, powers of the east. Please lend your strength and attention to this ceremony. You're saying it in your head?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to walk into the circle now. Okay, and now I'm going to the rock to the south, which is over there. Okay, so walking around the circle, and now we get, here's the, yep, I paused it. Okay, so here is the rock marker for the south. Hopefully you can see that. And we're each putting our foot on it. Okay, and we're hailing the direction of the south, and we're saying, Aho, powers of the south, please lend your strength and attention to the ceremony. And now we're going to do it in the west. Honey, go ahead. Walking around. We're finding the rock to the west. It's down here, babe. You missed the west and you're going to the north. Okay, here's the rock. And again, as I told you, the west likes to hide, and this rock marker is always hard to find. Okay, so the same thing. Aho, powers of the west, it's your day. Happy Autumnal Equinox. Please lend your strength and attention to the ceremony. Now we go to the north. And here's the rock marker for the north. Put your foot on it, and you say, Aho, powers of the north. Happy Autumnal Equinox. Please lend your strength and attention to the ceremony. And now we go back to the east, and the hard part begins. Okay, so that was just a happy equinox. We're doing a ceremony. Oh, by the way, here is the center altar, and we will get there. Okay, so now we go back to the east. I'm sorry, do you mind standing on the other side so we stay oriented as we were? Okay, so here's the hard part, people. Now you come to each direction. You put your foot on the rock for your direction, and you ask the direction to respond to you so that you know you have its strength and attention, and it is lending you its strength and attention for this ceremony, and it is here with you. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. All right. Aho, powers of the east. And also, guys, if you're a Christian or you're a Buddhist or whatever your religious or spiritual orientation might be, you know, you can add that in. So if you're Christian, the east is birth, and it's the mother. So Mother Mary in the east. In the south, it's the sun, S-U-N, and the sun, S-O-N, so that would be Jesus. In the west, it is Father Sky and God the Father. And in the north, it is Great Spirit and Holy Spirit. So that's what I do. I combine those. And you do what resonates with you, because that's what's important. Okay, so here we go. Aho, powers of the east, Mother Creator and Mother Mary. Happy equinox. Please lend your strength and attention to this ceremony and let us know that you are here with us and you are attending this ceremony. Okay, so now we're waiting. Now we wait for a sign. from the east. And if she doesn't respond, they don't respond, then you ask politely again. Okay, since I have the Terra Incog husband with me, I will have him ask. Go ahead.
Ho, powers of the East, please lend your strength and attention to this ceremony.
Oh, yep, there it is. Did you see it? Okay, so you may not have seen that, but a moth flew by when my husband hailed the east. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for some, like a bird, or all of a sudden a wind comes up, or a noise erupts from that direction in the natural environment. Sorry guys, cars don't count. Okay, so now we're going to repeat this. We're going to go next to the south and do the same thing, next to the west and do it there. And remember, the west takes a long time. You must be patient with the west. This part could, who knows how long this part could take, but you cannot skip this step. Okay, and then after the west, you go to the north, and then you come back to the center for the next portion of the ceremony. What was that noise? It's a very interesting noise coming from the north. Okay, so we're going to pause for this, and then we will meet you back here at the eastern marker for the next step. Well, that went fast, huh? The directions were unusually acquiescent today. Maybe that means it's going to be a great season, and I'm going with that. Usually we spend 10 to 20 minutes in the west waiting, but no, it was impatient. It was already giving a sign. My husband's energies are on today. He has the moth magic today. Every time he intoned, a moth popped up in front of our face. So that was pretty cool. It's usually a lot more time. It eats up a bunch more time than it did.
I guess we got other things to do.
Don't we always? Okay, so we're here back at the Eastern Rock, okay? So you got to go all the way, you got to complete the whole circuit and come back to the Eastern Stone before you go into the center to the altar, and that's what we're going to do now. Go ahead, babe. What do we got? Oh, a spider hanging right in front of our faces. There's a spider right above us. Hello. Good morning, spider. Okay. Grandmother Spider is here. She's representing. Guys, don't kill spiders. Look, I'm arachnophobic, but they're so important to the environment. Just cultivate relocating spiders. Relocate your spiders. You're on the right. Stay oriented. Try to stay oriented, people. Hubby's, come closer. Hubby's been to my right throughout this entire ceremony, and he is right-handed. And I've been to the left, and I am left-handed, so that is appropriate. Okay, so here we are at the center, okay? And our old prayers from the Summer Solstice are right here, being held down. They're sitting on our altar rock, and these rocks hold it down. Okay, so now what you do is you take your prayers out of the bag and you read your prayers to all directions. Okay? Now, these prayers some of them are general and some of them are private. So I will start by reading a bit just to give you an idea. Okay? So, you gonna hold it? No, it's okay. I'm alright. Thank you. So, start like this. Powers of the East, powers of the South, powers of the West, and powers of the North. Aho! Happy Autumnal Equinox, Auntie Angie's favorite time of year. Okay? And now I'm going to read my prayers, except for the personal ones. Okay? And then I'm going to pause it and then hubby's going to read his, and we'll come back. So this is kind of the general stuff that goes for everybody, and that includes all of you, because I pray for all relations, and that means all relations in all the multiverses combined. Nobody is left out. No thing, person, place, entity, doesn't matter. Everybody's included, because I wish blessings upon all. And the ones who are having a hard time, who seem evil, are the ones who need the prayers the most, at least in my opinion. Okay, so here we go. Autumnal Equinox, September 22nd, 2025. 11:19 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Aho! All relations. Aho! Oh! We've been watching Res Dogs over again. We love that show. It's a great show. Aho to Res Dogs! Woo! Deep thanks and gratitude for all the blessings, past, present, and future. Thanks for all lessons. Please help me to grow in strength, compassion, and non-judgmental understanding. I pray this for all relations. Aho! Aho! I love that. Sorry if I hurt your ear, baby cakes. Okay. Please bless us, our family, and friends, and pets, and all relations, aho, with good health, good fortune, and protect us from all that would do us harm. Extra blessings for those who seem evil, for they surely require the highest degree of help and blessing. Okay, I got a personal thing here that I'm going to pause for, but I'm just going to tell you how I wrap it up, and I say, let's see, okay, that's personal. So I sign it like I would a letter. With love and gratitude, Angie, XXX, hug, hug, hug. XXS, hug, hug, hug. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to finish my personal prayers. My husband's going to do the same, and then we'll be back. Okay, hang on. Okay, well, my husband almost made me cry with his prayers. Awfully sweet. Okay, so now we put the prayers back in a bag with the stuff. Okay, and now we got to get down here on altar level. Okay, get down on the ground. Ow, ouch. Lots of brambles here. Okay. Alright, but I need you to see this. I need to make sure you're seeing this. Okay, let me turn the screen down. Okay, so here's our altar. And we're taking up the stones that we're holding down the prayers from the Summer Solstice, and here they are. Okay, so Hub's going to do this for me. So here's what happens. He's going to take these out of the bag. He's going to take the prayers out of the bag, and we keep those in a file up in our house to remind ourselves, and in case we want to look back at what has happened to us over the years. We've been doing this since we moved here 10 years ago. Okay, so this is the altar stone. It's got a bunch of the remnants of our old prayer flag, which we had to, hang on, haven't gotten there yet, which we had to replace with this new prayer flag hanging above us this year, because the old prayer flag tattered to the point where there was nothing left, and that means it's time for a new prayer flag. The old prayer flag is here at the center of the tree. You can see it. It's pretty tattered. We wrapped it around the center of the tree. Okay, so we took our old prayers out. We live in the Pacific Northwest, so they always have mold on them. Okay? Alright, so now we have the plants that we picked at the Summer Solstice during that ceremony, and we're going to deposit them on top of the altar rock so that they can return to the sacred earth from whence they came. Okay, babe, you do that. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're going to take this bag and our prayers, you can put them back. We're going to take them up to the house with us and let them dry out on the windowsill and defunkify. Okay, so now we take the bag with the new prayers that have been consecrated by all directions with the plants that we picked from the directional markers on the outside property. And we're going to lay it on the altar. Okay, don't get confused. This is the old stuff. Okay, and now, my hand's getting tired. We're going to weigh them down with the rocks. Now, you definitely, go ahead, keep going. You definitely want to make sure you have enough rocks to weigh it down so it won't blow away. And in our environment, we really want to make sure that the seal on the plastic bag is covered. Now, if you live in an apartment, this is going to be inside your house, so you're not really going to need all of this. But ours is outside, so we have to do it that way. Okay, so now the last thing that we do is we walk around. Now, because we came in from the east and we're in the center of the wheel, you can't just turn around and leave the wheel. You have to walk all the way around and then you can exit. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Assuming I can stand up again without pricking myself. You hold that for me, babe, without pausing the video. You need both hands. Okay. You can back up so I can get in room to get up. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Alright, so before you do this, be sure you pick up your old bag. Okay? And now we're walking around the medicine wheel. We're in the east. We're walking around the center. North, south, aho. West, aho. The north, aho. The altar at the center, aho. And back out to the east marker, where we shall set our feet. And we shall say, a little closer, baby cakes. Thank you, powers of the north, the east, the south, the west, and the north. You can say north, south, east, west, whatever. Thank you, powers of the directions, Mother Mary, Jesus the Son, God the Father, Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, for attending this ceremony and for, what's the word I want? For sanctifying our blessings. That's it. Okay. That's it. We did it. We got there. So this has been, and remember, just take these up. I would recommend saving them because you can reflect upon them for later. Okay? So, okay, you can go now. You're free. I love you. Thank you for your help. Okay. So that's going to be it for this episode of Terra Incogweirdo, how to conduct a equinox or solstice reconsecration ceremony. If you have any questions at all, put them down in the comments or send them to me at terraincogweirdo@gmail.com. And if you have any stories of the strange and unusual or any questions, non-personal, you guys know the deal for Tarot Incogweirdo, missing persons, mysteries of the unexplained, those kind of things is what we do at Tarot Incogweirdo. Send them in to me to terraincogweirdo@gmail.com. Okay, well, I wish you all a very blessed equinox. I hope the season is beautiful and nourishing and wonderful for you, and I just want you all to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you Incogweirdos. And remember to let your freak flag fly, bring the light, and I'll see you next time here on Terra Incogweirdo, the land where para is normal. Salon go fall, you gorgeous, beautiful Incogweirdos. Happy solstice, huh? Oh, relations!